Hey, I was asked recently, where was it? Some networking event. I can't remember where I was. I'm always I feel like a politician sometimes, shaking hands and kissing babies. But I was recently asked, why can't I invest in in your private equity fund? And fortunately, unfortunately, depending on how you look at it, there are rules and regulations for investing capital. The Securities and Exchange Commission negates or eliminates a large percentage of the country and includes a different percentage. Whether you believe it's fair or not, that's a debate that some people would have. But what the SEC says is this: is they determine somebody's investable intelligence, their intelligence when it comes to investing, their knowledge base, if you will. The SEC determines that if somebody is in a certain earning bracket, then they are smart enough to invest capital. I find that kind of interesting. I'm not going to go running down that rabbit hole, but as I've said before, with a blue collar attitude in the white collar world, I don't necessarily sign up for that thought process. I think there are millions of intelligent individuals who haven't quite reached their earning potential and are excluded from investments. Look, there are ways to have some lower earning individuals invest in managed vehicles, if you will. It's a different classification, but at this moment in time, it's not where we are. So where are we? We are with what are called accredited investors. So I put a little PowerPoint together. We'll see if we can get this thing rocking and rolling for you. There you go. So Freedom Venture Investments, that's who we are, obviously. On there, you also see the link to our website and also a contact phone number for anybody who has any interest in more information, number one, and then number two, seeing if they qualify to invest with us. But what happens is that the Securities and Exchange Commission says that funds can primarily only use what are called accredited investors. So that's who can invest in a private equity fund, and also usually on syndicated deals. We don't do syndications. We like the diversification of a fund. But anyway, an accredited investor, as determined by the Securities and Exchange Commission, says this, and I gave you the big picture on it. Number one, that individual needs to have earning capacity of $200,000 a year. I believe it's 3 years prior to their time of deployment of capital into some kind of directed fund like we run. If it's not individual, it's $300,000 on a joint filing, or $1 million in net worth. That does not include primary residence. Now, I've heard in the past there's no accredited investor police department, and that's true. That's true. Anybody can put down on a form, but I'll tell you this much: if there is a fund or a group of operators that does not require verification, you figure that one out, right? We require verification. We dot all the I's, cross all the T's. There's a difference between professionals and amateurs, even at this level. If a fund manager is just looking to raise capital from anybody and will let those kind of things slide by, it's not, look, it's not our wheelhouse. It is some other people's wheelhouse. So just, words to the wise, just things to look out for. So if you do want to invest with Freedom Venture Investments in our fund and coming funds, then you would need to be an accredited investor that will be verified. And if you went to any of our portal sites or even to our website, you can get more information on what that is that you would need to prove that you are an accredited investor. But it's not only accredited investors. A lot of private equity funds will also take capital from these guys, from pension plans, from institutional capital, from insurance companies. So there is a possibility that some people are investing in private equity funds, but they're not doing them directly the way that we do. But they don't even know that they're doing it through the back door, if you will, through maybe their 401k plans or their pension plans, as you can see up on the slide, their insurance companies. So it's an interesting world, man. I've studied people, I've studied capital my whole career. And as the game is elevated, the education and the understanding obviously elevates as well. But anyway, big picture, who can invest? Accredited investors. There is the capability for funds to invest with us, institutional capital. We would look at that. And then the bottom note that you see there on the slide is the average return. What is the time that it takes, or the term that the capital goes to work? You know, our business model is to buy underperforming assets. You know, these multifamily properties that have been either managed poorly, or maybe they haven't capitalized on the influx of tenancy coming into the marketplace. They're not attractive that people want to live there. Maybe their rents are below market value. So, you know, these are all value plays for us. So for us to stabilize a building, turn it to its full potential, that takes time. It doesn't happen overnight. So just as an investor, anticipate your capital being at work in that fund for a 6-year period of time with us. Some funds will require a longer commitment from their investors. So these are all good things, all the information that you need to be an intelligent investor in the marketplace. So accredited, institutional, insurance companies, various ways of bringing capital into the fund, and then the fund managers put that money to work. All right, take care. Talk to you soon. Bye.